Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hey girl, what's up? Be sure to drop down and give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel for more. I drop nail videos every week, Thursdays after 3 p.m. so that way you guys can catch up and keep up with me. Okay, so today I'm getting straight into the video. This is hopefully the last fall design that I have for you guys, but I don't know, everyone keeps asking me for fall designs like out of season. I think I said that in my last video, like no one wants designs for the season that we're in, so it don't matter, girl. Anyways, I am getting started here with, it's actually an alligator print design. And also, while I work on her nails, I'm going to share with you all my final thoughts on the nails that I actually have on in this video, which are the Makartt pump-ups. I applied them just the way I applied A-Press Gel X tips. So just to get into what I'm actually doing on my client here, I'm applying a pretty, I would say this is long length of acrylic. The first nail we did in an off-white color because it is glow in the dark. And then the rest of her nails we are going to do in this really pretty nude shade called Dark Ivory from Glam and Glitz. It is part of their blend collection. What I did notice and have been noticing is that the Glam and Glitz blend really only works well with specific monomers, very, very specific monomers. So you'll see me going back and forth, really trying to get this monomer and acrylic ratio well to like work well, because it was taking a long time to dry and I kept playing with the temperature in my room. I know it wasn't the temperature, it's definitely the acrylic and monomer just don't match up, and that's okay. You just have to work with what you have, or take the time out to try it with different ones, different brands. I was actually at the salon that I've been working part-time at, so there is not another monomer option there for me, but at home I have 3 or 4 different monomers, so I could have tried it out with one that was more of a quicker setting monomer so that it wouldn't be so runny. I could have also tried it with a medium speed, but I know that this slow speed monomer just takes too long, and you know, with the blend collection specifically from Glam and Glitz, it did not dry very well. But some of the other Glam and Glitz colors, like the glow in the dark color, had no issue really, you know, drying and hardening really quickly, or I should say not really quickly, but in the amount of time, in a good amount of time for me to move on to the next bead. Anyways, so you'll just see me work on that, and I'm gonna switch over to her other hand in just a little bit. now that you've seen pretty much the application of the first hand, while I work on this second hand, I am going to talk a little bit about the Makartt pump up tips that I actually have. If you've seen my previous video, you'll know exactly what this design is from. If you haven't seen that video, pause this one, go back about 2 or 3 videos, and you'll see me actually doing this really cool gold glitter French design as I apply the Makartt pump up tips. So these pump up tips I found them on Amazon, but they're also on the Makartt website, which I did check out. However, they were sold out. The ones that I preferred to get were sold out on the Makartt website. It also came out to be cheaper for me to get them on Amazon. They are press-ons. They're advertised somewhat as a dupe for the A-Press Gel X, but I went ahead and tried them out. I wore these nails for a good 3+ weeks. It was a little over 3 weeks when I finally took them off. In this video, it was getting near that time, so you can see how I have some grown out areas, and I think I actually ended up cutting the thumbs shorter. One chipped and the other one, I think I was just like, they need to match. So I went ahead and chopped them both down. But anywho's, my final thoughts on these are that they're not a bad set of press-ons. They're plastic, of course, and that's fine. They're not made of gel like the A-Press system is. They're not, A-Press lets you know that theirs are made of soft gel, whereas the Makartt pump-ups don't really give you an upfront material that they're mostly made of. But I did go and look in the description, and they are made of plastic. Again, totally fine. I would say that if you are on like a super strict budget, then okay, go with the Makartt, because overall it's cheaper to get the Makartt and maybe like some glue or like a base gel. It's probably cheaper than buying a collection or a set from A-Press. But if we're just referencing the tips themselves, the tips from A-Press, they recently, I believe it was for Black Friday, or maybe just for their holiday/Thanksgiving sale in general, they lowered the price of most of their items. So now to get their box of $500, oh my gosh, to get their box of 500 tips in 10 sizes, it's about it starts around $18 or $19, which brings it right up to the same price as like the Makartt tips on Amazon, which were the lowest ones that I saw were $16.99. But they do go all the way up to $19.99 and $20.99. So now, to me, you might as well get the A-Press tips, because you're getting 500 for $18. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Now, the wear on these, I did feel like was not as sturdy as my A-Press tips. These did bend. They had a lot of flexibility, and I had one pop off, but I think that's pretty normal for me. I'm a nail tech, so sometimes a nail pops off because I'm going in. But nonetheless, I did get a pretty good amount of wear. I wore them for the full 3 weeks, and I didn't have real issues until about 2.5 weeks leading up. So I think it's a good kit. I think it's a decent buy. If anyone was going to ask me which one would I prefer, which one would I recommend, I'm definitely going to recommend the A-Press. I've had a better experience overall with the A-Press tips. I would recommend the Makartt pump-ups if you're going to make and sell press-ons, because they are sturdy, but I don't advise wearing them often as a Gel X set. Okay. And now, as you can see, I have finished with her application on her second hand. I'm just going to file a little bit. I typically don't show my filing or all of my filing just because it's difficult to capture it sometimes. But nonetheless, if you have any questions about the Makartt pump up tips when I wore them, in the Gel X method, just leave your questions down below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability about how they wore and how they felt throughout the time period that I had them on. Okay. Alright, time for the fun part. I'm gonna do a crocodile / alligator print, whatever you want to call it, snake print, I don't know, reptile print on her nails, and it came out so cute. First thing, I put on blooming gel, which will just, basically spread your good old color. And then I went in with this cream, almost like a light tan, I guess, color, a sandy color. And I started making what I would call small rectangles, because remember, this spreads. And I made them twist. So from the top left hand or left side of her nail to the bottom right, I made that line twist, and then I followed up with somewhat of thick dots on the sides of that, and I tried to cat-corner them. So I put a dot in the area that separated the two rectangles. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If not, you're about to watch me do it again on her other hand. So apply your blooming gel. Mine is from the gel bottle, but you can use any blooming gel that you like. And then I'm going to start from one corner and make small rectangles all the way down the side, and make sure that I end it at the opposite bottom corner. Now in between those spaces is where I'm going to add my dots, and make them pretty thick, because again, this will spread. If they're not a good thickness, then it spreads almost to where you can't see the color anymore. So just keep that in mind. That did happen a little bit with the brown. So I'm doing the brown on the rest of her nails, except one. So I'm doing a brown on 3 of the remaining 4 nails on each hand. And with the brown, I'm going straight down with my tiny rectangles. And then on the side in between each rectangle, I am putting the dot this time. So this particular color won't have the curved look. It will just be a straight down look for the reptile print. Okay. And you can watch me, because I'm gonna do it on several different fingers. But one of the things that I will say that I noticed when you're doing it on super long nails like this, like I tested this out just to make sure that I had the pattern down in the way that I liked it, but I did on a little teeny tiny tester nail. When you're doing it on a long nail, I advise maybe doing like 3 or 4 of the lines in the middle and alternating the 2 sides, because when I went all the way down, it was just spreading with the blooming gel to the point where like the top did not match the bottom. So you can kind of see me starting to do it here where I'm alternating side by side so that, you know, one side or one part of the nail doesn't look more spread out than the other, because it all needs a little bit of time. I'd say like 5 to 10 seconds to spread out really well and have that effect that you're looking for. Okay, so just keep watching as I go through and complete all of the snake print / crocodile, reptile, whatever you want to call it, nails. These are really popping on Instagram for I'd say like the past month. So I actually did a couple of these. I did them on my own nails as well, and I recorded it so you guys can see it. But yeah, keep watching and just check me out on the rest of these nails. So as you can see, the last thing that I did was some bling, and then I top coated them, and here was the final result. She loved them, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more. Bye, you guys.